Here I am today on Another Natter That Matters, because all conversations count, those inside your head and outside of yourself. And today, my conversation outside of me is with the lovely Candice Matthew. Hello, and welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Welcome. I just looked at your notes and you called yourself Candy. There's like a little sign off. I'm like, oh, I don't know you as Candy. You're Candice. I just want to make sure what you want me to
Some
call
people
you.
call me Candy, some people Candice, but lots of my clients do call me Candy.
It's just weird how we get to know. Like, you probably wouldn't call me Viv, would you? Isn't it weird how we get to
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Anyway, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody that's listening and watching?
So I'm Candice Matthew. I am a manifestation and business coach. I have been working in the industry for 6, 7, 8 years, and got lots of different tools in my closet, I want to say.
Closet. Oh, it's a closet closed.
Why I called it a closet. And I very, very spiritual. I'm actually an identical twin, so there's the telepathy in there as well. Also psychic, intuitive, and energetic, and really people come to me for many, many reasons, and even reasons that if they've come to me and I'm like, I've not worked with that before, I'm always a person to be like, let's give it a go. So I'll do energetic healing, coaching, mentoring, also Reiki healer, and also qualified teacher. So I've literally got a plethora of different things that I do, and depending on where I'm speaking or where I'm coaching will depend on which tool comes out of the closet.
Oh, I love it. That closet's going to come with you now. It's the whole list of stuff. The one I really want to pick on is the teacher. Was that the origins? Was that the beginnings? How did you
Yeah,
get
so
in?
I'm actually a dance teacher, so
Ah,
qualified in dance. So I have a teaching qualification in adult education. So I've got a part of a master's, but I'm actually qualified to teach 16 plus. So that was the start of me really aligning to being a leader, I guess, and a mentor. And it got to the middle of COVID actually, and I just felt like the direction of the curriculum was going in a different direction of what I believe what was good for me. It was turning from more practical to more academic, and I just felt like there was more in me to bring to many more people, children, but also adults, and then broke into the industry with my identical twin sister, and we had an amazing career. And then since then, I've then branched into my own direction, and she's gone to work with children. So we've
ah.
together, and then we've branched off to do different things in the industry.
So was your twin a dance teacher as well? You did that
Yeah.
together. How
So
fun was that? What's her name?
Tisha. So we created the brand LOA Twins,
Oh, okay.
which is Law of Attraction Twins.
Right.
And she's actually qualified to teach children, and I was adults. So then now we've branched off to do adults, and she's with children, which is where our qualifications kind of stemmed from. So really nice that we can kind of do different routes but still be in the industry. Really grateful for the career that we had together. It's amazing.
How lovely. I bet you teaching together must have been fun. I would imagine that was amazing fun. Dance, you probably don't know this, but I used to be semi-professional ballroom dancer, so I
Did
come from the
you?
dance world. Yes, back in,
Oh.
I was very young when I stopped. I discovered boys and alcohol and stuff. I was probably about 14, I suppose, when I thought I don't want to do this. I want to go out with my mates. Like I, kind of got to that stage.
Yeah.
Bit of a problem.
I
But
didn't
yeah,
start dancing until 13, actually. And
okay.
dance for me, even though I'm not dancing in the industry, it's very still part of me to be stage presence, music, and just being able to be presenting yourself is very much still embedded in my body, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I never really thought of it like that. It gives you that you're on show and it's
Yeah,
okay. Like Of course, you're being measured and judged and like all of that stuff, aren't you, the whole time? I mean, when you went through your teacher training and your certification, you know, would have had to have gone through a lot of assessment. And I used to dance competitively as well. So I look at that and think that gave me a competitive kind of nature as well. I want to
Yeah.
win. I wanna support other people. We were all going through it. Like it was, yeah, quite interesting. So you started when I stopped, essentially. So we kind of missed each other on
Yeah.
that.
Dance for
Um,
me definitely gave me like confidence. Like I was very shy. I'm
yeah,
tapping into you now. Very shy as a child, and it was that form of expression.
yeah.
I found it very hard to speak. One
Mm.
of my biggest fears was speaking in terms of coming into the coaching industry, was that I don't know whether I can even articulate myself very well. That was one of the biggest fears, I guess.
Well, as soon as you're sitting here, I think you possibly overcame that one.
Yeah, that
I'm
everyone says that. They're like, really?
nervous. Is it still something that sits in the back of your kind of psyche, or have you kind
Um,
of got?
I feel like an element of adrenaline is always good because it means it matters. It means that what you're doing is important, and what I'm teaching and when I'm speaking, it is important to me. But there's not that kind of, before I'd be like, my hands would be shaking, like doing a selfie and doing, videos, and my voice would be shaking, and all of that's gone. And
Yeah.
it feels good. It feels good to talk and good to connect. And yeah, now very smiley person.
Oh, very smiley, beautiful smile. I know that from all the photos. So I know we met actually on photo shoots, didn't we? Which was very
Yeah.
lovely. I know what you mean about the music staying with you though. Like some people have silence when they want to concentrate. I've usually got some sort of trance beat going in
Oh,
the background. It really kind of gets my brain focused and my brain connecting. And I spoke at an event a couple of weeks ago and there was no music there. And I didn't realize there was no music, but afterwards I kept thinking something about this event is different and not
oh no,
quite just
you need music.
you know when you have like the breakouts and you go for coffee and
Yeah.
there was no music, and I kept thinking, why is there no music? And I guess if you're not a musically inclined person, which the organizer probably wasn't, like I've always got some real serious beats going during my kind of keep the.
Yeah.
It's just very different, isn't it? So yeah, what kind of stuff do you listen to then, and do you dance still? Do you
So
do it?
I've do I like R&B, like garage and urban music, and but then I love like Zumba. Like I'm actually qualified to teach Zumba as well, so I do like the bachata, not obviously advanced like you, but the basic level of ballroom and those steps and the music and the feel, and I'm actually mixed race, so
Yeah.
half. My grandma's from St. Kitts and my granddad was Dominican. So the music is like
It's in
soca,
you.
and yeah, so that's like instilled in me.
Love
So I can appreciate every style of music as well, because
Yeah.
I'm trained in contemporary dance as well. So that's also different as well. So yeah.
They're very good at performing and smiling, really. That's the thing. It does get way doesn't it? You have to. So most of the questions I ask in this show are really about that moment where you went from one to the other, because that switching from one career to another is a really tricky little beast, isn't it? It's like that moment where you think, I don't want to do this anymore and I want to do that. Like what happened? How did that come about for you?
So we I'll say we because it was me and my sister at the beginning, and we did a journaling course, which was dream day journaling, where you write about your dream life. And we
Uh,
were doing this separately in our journals, and then we started having conversations like, what's in your journal? This is what I've wrote, and we wrote exactly the same thing, which was like to have a laptop lifestyle, to have a coaching business, to become a coach. And it was that moment where we were like, let's just become the LOA twins. And that was literally it. It was like a thought, let's just become it. And we didn't have any of the details, which is the amazing thing about manifestation. You don't have to know the how, you just need to know what you want. So we were like, yeah, let's just do it. And then we did a course which was it was a year course with a coach, which was called Become a Manifesting Coach.
oh,
So we
okay.
decided to become manifesting coaches together. And then we just literally just followed the seeds of desire and going back to the question you said before, is do we still do dance? Like, we infuse dance within our performances. So during our conferences, we'd be dancing, we'd come on dancing, come down the stage, and we did it in like a theatre. So
Nice.
it's very much infused within what we do, but also obviously then the branching off, and even like through the photo shoots and stuff, there's an element of presentation that I feel is important, and almost visual concept, like really understanding who you are, but as a visual body, it really is important to me to be able to present in that way.
I mean, I know when I first met you and you'd had your makeup done, you had like different shoes. I was like, oh wow, I didn't really go to that level of detail. I'm like, I'm impressed. I'm like, that's impressive. I always find that fabulous about you. Amazing because of it. So I suppose you've got that standard to keep up as well. Maybe it's because you've got the competition with your twin, because that's where you and I definitely differ, because I'm an only child, so I didn't have any of that, like the complete.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so your connection was already with your twin probably, which is where you possibly got your confidence in that kind of grouping, if you like. Whereas
yeah,
I didn't have it. I didn't have that. So if I was going to make friends, I had to go and bloody well do it myself. It was like, you've got to go and talk to her or him over in the park, you know, to the swimming pool. You're not going to be on your own. You've got to go and talk to them and get into groups of people. So I think it's a very different upbringing when you've got siblings and when you haven't. And a twin is. So I have always believed I'm part of a twin, because my mum used to tell me a story that when she was very pregnant, so about 6 months, that she woke up in a big pool of blood, and the doctor thought she'd lost the baby. And another doctor examined her and said, no, nothing wrong with that baby. Get yourself into hospital and sit there. And I wonder what that was. And twins do run in our family. So my mum had twin brothers. So I do wonder, and there was twins in first lot of that, you know, the next incarnation of the family. So yeah, I've often wondered that. So interesting. It's an interesting one. Are there other twins in your family, or are you the only one?
Yeah, so there's cousins who are on my dad's side. I think there is on my mum's side as well. There are twins in down the line. Yeah.
Haven't got any children, have you?
No, don't have any children.
Twins for you then?
Do you?
No twins, no nothing. I've got 4 dogs.
I've got a dog as well.
Yeah, my dogs are quite alike. They could also pass for twins probably, but no. Anyway, we could talk about that sort of stuff all day. So you started the LOA twins, and you became manifestation coaches. Who knew that was even a thing? And then you manifested your business, did you? Is that like literally what you're preaching, essentially? You created it.
So we created the LOA Twins brand, and we had we work with thousands of people. So we do business coaching was part of it, but because we're twins, there's the element of woo-woo-ness in there that I'm going to call it. And we developed what's called a destiny reading, which is where we were able to read somebody's destiny. So we've worked with hundreds of clients where they show up for a call like this, and we read their destiny, and we use different colours, energy, spiritual team in order to understand past, present and future. So we can see not only where they've been on their journey, but also where they're going and what's ahead. So that's something that we created. And
you talking about this incarnation. Let's get really woo, because some of these people that listen very woo, other people are probably switched off by now doing their shopping list. So are you talking about their life, this incarnation, or past lives, future lives? Are you like how far will stretch, I suppose, is what I'm asking.
We generally on those readings would do this life, this physical incarnation, but we are able to connect to before, but also beyond as well. So past transition. So both ends, but in terms of where we focused, it would be on the middle of reality here on Earth.
I think I hear lots of people talking about past life regression and life between lives and tapping into that, and that's where all the trauma might sit. And I hear a lot of that, obviously, in the coaching business, and as certified coaches, some of them are into that and working in that frame, in that field. But very rarely do I hear anyone talking about the future self. and sort of like the future lives. So I really think there's a gap in that market, just for you to have a think about. Really, I do. I think there is, like, because a lot of us are like, we don't know what's in our future, do we? We just don't know. But actually, to have some indication would be quite powerful, I suppose.
That's what I do through my own work now. So I do what's called it's, I don't want to go too woo woo on you, but it's intuitive reading, but I'm using an ability that's divine feminine. So I'm able to tap into somebody's divine feminine energy, and I'm using different elements to basically read the vibration and their energy ultimately. And then from that, understanding what challenges and blocks are there in terms of them moving forward, and then also what's there. So what's there ahead in terms of purpose, lots around purpose and career and children, family. And then rather than just say, okay, goodbye, that was great, it's like that's the next phase of how I help my clients. It's like, I'll help you to get to that. So I help them through those challenges, through those blocks, and alignment ultimately to what's ahead. And so many clients say, like, I really didn't see that. So somebody came to me to work. Came to me for menopause, actually, because she was having mind fog and all of that.
Probably real, darling. When you get here, you'll really know it. I'm sure. I don't think you're that age. I'm not sure of it, but yeah, it's real.
I tapped into her, and I was receiving a baby, so connecting into a baby soul. And I said, you don't want any more children, do you? She's like, yeah, actually I do. And that there was a baby soul there. And so anyway, did what was wanted, which was to sort out the menopause, and trigger I'd basically tap in and zone into her reproductive system, clearing, cleansing, and energetic. These are all just energetic stuff. And then before the next session, because we had Christmas and then it was time for her to come back, she's pregnant. So she's like, you've not only reversed the menopause, you've actually triggered ovulation and conception. So we've got children.
Lovely, because she wanted it. Probably looked lovely if she didn't want it, but
yeah, she was happy.
I've got a similar story about helping somebody with their unconscious mind. So exactly the same, really. But yeah, and so she wanted a family and had a load of blocks. So we unblocked that. I've done it a few times. In fact, one of my clients had twins, oddly enough. So didn't just become fertile. Like
it's amazing what you can do, like with the mind and the body. Yeah.
Most people don't know this, though, do they, Candy? That, I mean, they like think this is their life and that's it, and this is their mindset and this is their energy, and this is where we're confined to. Most people don't really know that they can shift and change if they get help. No, do they? I know. I remember being one of those people. Probably, I mean, quite long years ago now. But I remember thinking, that this is it. Really, this is what my brain is. But it's not, is it? Like we can, at any age, in any way. Once we decide and get the help. So yeah. So how do people? So you've got your private work. So is that one-to-one or groups, or how do people come and work with you?
So most people start with me with either a reading. Most people love readings, and then also I've got a membership, the Glow Getter Academy, which has got loads of modules around fulfillment, manifestation, self-love, and business as well in there too. And then I also do business coaching as well, so help clients to pull. One of my abilities is being able to pull and collate. So lots of the clients that I work with are spiritual themselves, or have out of the box ideas. So what I'll do is I'll help to kind of pull it all together to create a viable business, basically. And then there's a touch of healing and woo-woo-ness and manifestation in there too. So that's when the closet doors open and I'm like, right, this one needs that, this one needs that. So it's not a blueprint. Every journal, and people will come to work with me for example, grieving. And then now she's actually in Dubai. She's actually set up, she's got a business which is nursing. No, it's not nursing. It's I can't remember what it is now, but she's gone into working with me on business. And it's like we start with one thing and then we start, and that's the beauty of the stuff I do, it just, you don't know where it's going to go. It's amazing.
No, it's lovely. Oh, I get it. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. You and I are very similar. I just mind, but I'm very spiritual, and you're probably doing it the other way around. So,
Yeah.
so what's the plan? What's the future? Is there more LOA twin stuff, or does that stuff not exist anymore, or is that just still in the ether? What's the plan for you, Anne?
So for now, I feel like we needed to go on our own paths and explore those different avenues. The brand is still there, and we've got loads of clients, and also leveraging that success that we had will never go, because where we're going now is based on what we created before, which is amazing. And then we're twins as well, so we're obviously always connected. I think moving forward, if we do, it will probably be more events and more high level stuff, in terms of like coaching and one-to-one. That will be in our specialisms. So yeah, so
what's the big you? I mean, look, you're a manifestation coach. What is it that you're manifesting? What is the big vision, the big dream?
So this might sound a little bit cliche, but I just want to be happy. Like, it isn't about the big things for me. For me, as a coach, and through my coaching, it's about all the things being as best as they can in order for you to live a fulfilled life. So the business being, I obviously want to succeed more in business, and but then what is success? It's happiness, isn't it? It's being, and also appreciation for where you are as well. So in terms of where I am, I do want to keep, I don't know if I want to keep rising, like, because that comes with back bills and all these types of things and pressures. And I actually just want to live a life of freedom. That's what I feel like my ultimate goal is to be free, whether that's through my work, whether that's through relationships, through my body, my health, and all these things. And I'm working on everything in order for me to be happy, and that's really important.
And on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you've reached that, and 0 being nowhere near it, where are you now, do you reckon?
Well, I think at the baseline of me starting the path on my own was, it was actually not my choice. It was my sister deciding she wanted to work with children, and I didn't feel that was quite right, because I'd already come out of education. And then also I had a breakup. So that breakup and that change in dynamic in terms of the work led me on the journey to what I've created now. So over the last 2 years, it was me breaking change and recognizing that in order for things to change, things need to change. And sometimes when we're going through these big things, and your watches will all have their thing, it's like sometimes it breaks you before you rise. And I feel like I've been through a time of almost everything being cut back and breaking off, and not understanding what's next and not understanding why. But at the heart is knowing that everything is for my greatest good, and everything will work out even when you can't see it, and when everything says that it's bad, or there's no light at that end of that tunnel at the moment. You just have to keep taking those steps, and that's what I've done for myself, is that life isn't perfect, but don't believe it is for anyone. And manifestation wouldn't exist if it was perfect, because we wouldn't have anything that we wanted. But ultimately for me, it is just my body, my mind, my soul, my spirit, and working on those things, because nobody can take those things from me. Nobody can change or take them from me. So if I work on those and have those, it brings me ultimate happiness, and that's what's important. It's not about the tangible things for me. It's about the journey and the evolution of where I'm going, and also the ripples out to other people. In that breakup led me to having and working with clients and creating babies and creating businesses, and actually that breakup has led me to so much more. And I wouldn't have seen that coming. I wouldn't have seen it coming. I thought it was on a different path, but gratitude, and fully appreciate where I'm going, because I love what I'm doing now.
We've talked a bit about babies, so I've got on some questions. I keep seeing something. I keep seeing that. So, has your sister got children?
No.
You want children?
Who?
Your sister?
Yeah.
So I can see somebody who looks very much like you. That's all I'm going to say. Having a pregnant photo shoot. So I don't know if it's you, her, or have you got another sister or somebody who looks like you in your family?
We'll leave
But
that one in the closet.
okay, someone's giving you anyway. Anyway, we'll watch that space then. Somewhere along the line.
My tools are in the closet, not yours.
Yeah, okay, no, mine are never in the closet. Mine are out.
We'll
When you
save
get to
that for off screen.
when you get to 51, there's nothing in the closet at all. Like the closet's completely bare. It's a bit dusty. Nothing in the closet there, but I can definitely see. I can just see a very beautiful pregnancy shoot, like Vanity Fair style. I can just see very beautiful, glitzy, glamour, beautiful gorgeousness. So it's lovely. Whoever that is, maybe it's a client. Let's leave it there, shall we? Who knows who it is? It's been sorry, I've outed a few things in a variety of ways, you know what, in a variety of things, but it's the beauty of it really, isn't it, I suppose. But it's been lovely to have you on here. You know, I mean, your energy is infectious in a very good way.
Thank you. And yours.
Anybody listening will hear that. And you know, there's some people just light up the world, don't they? And others are not meant for that. We're all meant for different things, and sometimes we're just leading the way, lighting up, allowing people to think and talk and speak about maybe their spirituality. And I think we're really in a new era now. I think, you know, I don't know what your beliefs are, but I think, you know, the dreaded COVID kind of changed a lot of things for most people.
Yeah.
And a lot of people now thinking there must be more to life. I definitely have a feeling of that. People are more inquisitive, people are more willing to explore and talk about and think about than ever before. So I think that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. I think that the actually stopping, and this is what I teach, is that when we want to know what's next and we want to move and we want to have the answers, actually that's the worst thing. You can move from that space. I actually coach that just stop, just go and have fun and settle and feel good in your skin before you start making these decisions, because you're making them from a place of fear generation. It's generated from fear. So I very much do coach that you need to actually stop and give yourself time. And I think that's what happened in COVID, is that actually nobody had anything else to do other than think and actually feel into what was right for them. And some people obviously went back, but a lot of people did break change from that. And I think that was one positive thing that did come out of that.
Definitely, we attract more of who we are, don't we? That's the long and short. Yeah. I would imagine you've got lots of lovely attracting going on for yourself, and hopefully I shall be on your journey, just on the sidelines, watching it all beautifully happen. And it's just nice to hear the success stories. And it sounds like yours is relatively quick part of your story, like last 2 or 3 years, where you've really kind of got into your own zone of genius, essentially, or your own, where you're going to be, you personally.
Yeah, we're two different people, you see. So it's quite, even though we're like closest in DNA, we're completely different. Like what we want is different. The way we talk is different. Our energy is different. I'm more focused energy. She's more of an expanded energy, and that's why it worked, because there was those two energies almost working together. But also there's two different missions on the side, and I'm excited to see my growth as well. Like, I've surprised myself, because I've only ever seen myself as part of somebody else, of being somebody out with somebody else as a twin. And yes, with the breakup and with the change in the dynamic of how we're working, that also required me to step up as an individual and as a me. And I've really surprised myself with that. And yeah, I love who I am and what I do. And yeah.
Fair to say you're finding out how freaking awesome you are.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks
And
for
if you
having me.
want to get in touch with Candice, or Candy, I'm sure just she doesn't mind, there's a link under here that takes you through to her website, which I'm sure there's all sorts of things you can buy or investigate or look at or book or do and sign up to. I feel quite sure there'll be a whole load of plethora of beautiful
Everything
things.
there: journal, books, t-shirts, bags.
Not the t-shirt, that kind of stuff. Yeah, there's all sorts of lovely things. And it's been a pleasure to have you here, and thank you very much for your time today.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome.